Alright, we're at our first location. And we're going to start looking around at some RVs. It does have a nice outdoor kitchen. There's your quick connect, it looks like, for your propane. Oh wow. So as I said in the video, when we were first looking, this is kind of where we were starting out at. Like we were looking at the Murphy bed scenario because it just felt like it was good because you could just pop it up and put it away and you'd still have your room. And this is why it's important to walk in now, because now we're looking at space and we're actually seeing it for what it is. We'd seen videos online around people showing their RVs off, like at the dealerships, and realizing that it's different in person. And you look at the space.
Yeah, you would have to either kind of kneel down a little bit or take it off.
Oh yeah.
And spray yourself.
The height's good. And wash, but there's no way I'm getting under here. I'd have to pull this off, and even still, it's got the ring on it. Yeah, see, that won't work. Not quite my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. This has got that water safe system that we've been seeing. So if you look down here, it's got this cool little feature where you turn your water on so that way it goes warm. That way you're not wasting water when you're out boondocking. That's important. So you turn this on, water kicks on, and then you just flip that switch and you start showering. You've already got hot water. Cool feature. Oh man. Oh, you literally just sleep in here. That's all that it is.
Yeah. Yeah, you can cook outside.
Yeah, this is not like, hey, let's go do work inside. So this one's got, what is this, aluminum siding?
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah.
Long-term wise, these are better.
Yeah.
Because they have less issues.
They have less issues in terms of, so fiberglass tends to discolor over time or wear down over time. Does it, but there are differences in terms of aesthetic appeal, what you want, personal preference. So if you're long term, maybe if you're long term, you want to keep it long term. That might be something to go with. But
if you know you're probably gonna upgrade
in
a few years,
doesn't matter. Diamond plated rock guard, electric tongue jack, dual propane. It seems to become standard now. The only thing is, there's two of us, and it looks like you have kind of like kitty corner, full-size bed. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, nice.
Just look at the way that you just had to get in there, though.
Yes.
You literally had to like push the bed out of the way to get in there. And I don't know if that's something that we're just going to run into as time goes on, but this might be like, you got to go like this to get in there. Type of scenario. So plastic, plastic, plastic. Okay, one thing that I've been learning is when you look at your tires, look for date codes on there. And the way to look for it is it's a 4-digit number system. So this, even though this is upside down, I don't know if you can see that, but that is April of 2018. That's when these tires were put on. So you always want to look at those because that determines how old they are. So that means that these tires have been on here for over a year, which means, you know, they're not old, but still, just baking in the sun sitting in an RV is probably not a good thing. So those would be a change if we were to do that. Now, nice benefit here, look at this big pass-through. So pass-through storage is something that is important for me. I can't get in because it's locked. Never mind, we'll find another one to look at. Alright, here we go. This one's open. So magnetic locks. convenience. Now, passive storage is important for us because we're going to be doing battery bank and charge controller and all the necessary equipment for solar. So we need to have the extra space off to one side to put all the batteries in. So, and not only that, but we want to be able to have room to put bins and any other belongings in here. So this is the size that I like if we're gonna go.
It's a pretty good size.
Yeah, we need that.
I definitely like the kitchen.
Yeah.
I like the counter space.
Counter space, definitely. Full-size residential fridge. You feel like you got more room. One thing that we've seen a lot online is when you do like straight door showers, they tend to get a little bit dirty and it's hard to clean out. I mean, you probably run into the same thing with a curved shower like this, but the water runs down better because there's a nice little lip right here that keeps it from going down. And when the door's closed, the water just runs straight down too.
Look at this.
Yeah, so things like this when you're shopping, they're small things, but when you go to buy your RV, and you have one you picked out, you look at all the things that need fixing, and you haven't fixed it before you buy it. And then you walk it one more time to make sure everything's fixed. So they are up to date with the frameless windows, as you can see. So frameless is becoming an important feature in a lot of trailers because there's less likeliness for leaks. There's a downside to it though, is that you can't open them all the way. Alright, so here's our first look at a fifth wheel up close and personal.
It's huge.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at the length and see how it feels. That was a lot of driving. There's a lot of real estate for driving. But you just never know until you actually get in. Alright, let's walk in.
So first thing I noticed is the headspace.
Yeah.
Way more.
It feels residential.
Yeah.
Wow. Having a cover for your kitchen sink is kind of important. So this one is multifunctional, so it acts as a cover, cutting board. So a lot of people don't know that hole serves a function to put all of your food through or your scraps through, and it's really tiny. But it also acts as a place to put your dishes to dry. One thing I like about these types of sinks though is they're wide, and they're, especially in an RV, having a sink that is kind of like has the divider down the middle. It kind of makes it a little hard to like wash dishes, and it does have the convenience of having soapy water in one and not in another. Especially when you're dry camping, it could be useful. So it all just comes down to preference, really. All right, what do we have in there? You gonna open that up? Oh, bunks.
We were looking at this
Yeah, yeah.
before.
So these are the.
This would be great for an office, or
Yeah.
if you are full-timing and have a business, you can have your own personal space.
Mm-hmm. It's like a little sanctuary up here. There's another bunk right here.
The cats would love this. This would be a cat sanctuary.
Yeah. So you have your toilet, your tub, and your sink. One thing that we discovered and we heard online is that these RVs are being produced so quickly that no two of them are going to be the same, and they're going to feel a little unfinished. So up in the corner here, I don't know if I can get it, zoom in right there. Let's see if we can. You can see that there's paint, and there's a little separation right there. So they're not going to be perfect, and that's the kind of general thing that I've gotten from watching people talk. So there's going to be quirks. So having expectations up front are important. You don't want to be thinking that it's going to be perfect.
I like having the stairs too, kind of breaks up the floor plan. Kind of makes
Yeah.
it feel a little bit more like home
Mm-hmm.
versus you're just camping.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
With wheel.
It's just one of those things that fifth wheel, you have major height, meaning that clearance when you're driving is something that needs to be paid more attention to. When we were on our way down here, I wish I caught the footage of this, but we were in Connecticut and we ended up just driving where the GPS was taking us, and we ended up going on a highway that we shouldn't have gone on. There were no commercial vehicles, and the rental truck that we got to come down here didn't meet that clearance. Thankfully, a tow truck driver was driving by and was flagging us down. He was like waving us to go over. And part of me was like, do I listen to the guy? And I said, let's see what he's got to say. So we pull over. He says, you're not going to make it. The clearance of the bridges overhead are just about 10 feet, and your truck is over 12 feet high. So we would have caused an accident, we would have caused a backup, and he said we would have been fined at least $5,000 by the police if they caught us on that highway. So thankfully, there are good people out there. I wish I had caught the guy's name, but those are things you have to consider when you buy a bigger vehicle. Like, you have to pay attention to where you're going, because
height too.
It would have been really devastating if we had started our whole journey that way.
Or if you're in small towns or you're taking a detour and it requires you to go on an underpass, you gotta pay attention to the clearance signs, because a lot of times with this height, you're not gonna make it.
So you have to make sure you plan ahead of time. That's something that we're gonna have to get used to. So before we go anywhere, we're gonna have to sit down and take those factors into consideration before we go. 37 BL.
Oh yeah, so it's gonna be 40.
So it's gonna be it's probably gonna be 40 feet. 37 is generally, this isn't always true fact, but generally around the indication of the total size and side, it's 37 feet, but that's not always the case, but we generally use that as a rule of thumb to kind of give us an idea. So it's probably about 40 feet long, which is definitely way more than I feel comfortable driving with right away. It just doesn't feel right yet. I think someday that'll change, but not yet. So you notice it right there, and the truck will go underneath too. So your truck will go probably another 2 feet, maybe underneath, maybe. I think that's what it is. So it'll reduce the footprint, but your truck's at least 18 feet long, I think is what I remember. So that's 58 feet of towing.
Yeah. It could be very daunting, especially when you're new to this.
Yeah, new. Like I said before, I've seen so many people just buy the biggest and then just go.
And sometimes they end up regretting it.
They regret it.
Wish they went a little bit smaller.
Because it's too much, number one.
Especially to go in certain parks.
Number two, you can't get in a lot of places. There are certain tunnels you can't go through, so you miss an experience. So there's a tunnel out in, I think, Grand Canyon area where you have to be 50 feet or under, otherwise you can't get in. All right. Oh, there's the Evoque.
Oh yes, I like these.
All right, so the Evoque was a new one that just came out, and we liked the Model L. I don't know which this one is, but
you might have the Model L next to it.
So why don't we just take a quick look? Yep, that's the Model L right there. All right, why don't we scoop around and go to that one?
Yeah, this is on the top of my list. I love the doors.
Yeah. The Model L is newer feeling inside, so we just want to kind of give it a check. That's one thing already that I'm not liking. That is so small. That's not going to work. But we'll check it out anyways. Okay, so these guys have a different type of flooring, I remember them saying. So it's not wood. Feels clean.
I do like, I like all the windows.
Windows matter. So bright and airy matters to us. White, the more white the better. I hear that white is awful for keeping clean though when you're ivorying, but we're gonna be living in it, so that's kind of something that we're considering.
I like the hardware. Certain companies will go really cheap.
Yep.
This is nice.
Yeah, hardware does matter. Even if we got a trailer that didn't have the hardware we just change it out. It's just more work, unfortunately, but yeah. And then I don't know if this is the one that has that. No, it doesn't
you would
have
see
it.
the button in the center.
So new ones have a little button in the center and it turns on a makeup mirror, and then it has a perimeter mirror on the outside. I don't even think this is hooked up for electric right now, so we won't be able to experience it. But these guys have touted that they have a king size bed in here, and it looks like a king size bed.
Oh yeah.
There are no companies that I've seen so far that has a king size. And they actually have it in an RV.
Yeah. There's not much storage here because if you notice, there's no storage above, and this is it for the storage for the bedroom.
Yeah. So if you're somebody who doesn't have a lot of stuff and you have a lot of belongings, this will be fine. I think we have, even though we've downsized, we still have a lot of stuff. So, but when we're on the road, we're gonna have even less stuff. Still, I think for living in an RV, though, you're gonna have to have space.
You see the side. There's not even storage on the side. But,
yeah, and that's another thing too. Is like you're not getting in bed from over here. You're getting in bed from here.
Yeah.
So that's another thing.
So it's nice actually seeing them in person because it can really change your mind. Because I was in love with this one, but now that I'm in it, not so much.
Yeah, it's a great RV. Just not for us.
Yeah.
I don't think it's for us.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful for sure.
There are people who are going to absolutely love this. This is very modern. It feels like a New York City apartment. All new appliances, lots of space. In the kitchen area.
And these cabinets were really nice too.
Yeah. So these are important, especially for you have doors that go up. So these are gas struts. So a lot of the older RVs don't have this, and you try to open the door and it just falls.
And you don't have to hold it open.
Yeah.
You're grabbing something. And it's
yeah.
for you.
Yeah, the gas strut, that's what it's designed for. Cool. Brand new 2020. Never seen one. So this one is $45,000. So that is out of our price range. So looking here. So one important thing to note that is when you look at sticker prices, make sure that they actually show you some of the fees that you're getting. We've heard that if you're not seeing like freight, PDI, they don't have a PDI cost, which is nice. If they're not listing this stuff, ask about it, because a lot of companies aren't telling people, and you're going to buy it and you're just not.
Or look at this too.
You're not listing it.
Your base price.
Yeah, so if you look at your base price, it's $35,000.
And then it jumps down.
And then they add the options. So if they're advertising 35 and you come in and you see 45, that's the reason why. So we had talked about that. We might end up having to add an extra 10 grand every time we look at an RV, just in our head, just to make sure that we don't have false expectations when we go to buy. Not all of them will be like that, but you never know. One's a 37 foot.
This is the
oh yeah.
we were looking at.
So rear living. Yeah.
Where it's elevated.
Yeah.
We really like this because it actually feels like a home.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh.
That's something to you don't really think about.
You hear that? Yeah. Wow. You hear that rocking? Those are things that happen when you're in an RV. Things rock. This one has a TV that comes up from the back, so you have your entertainment back here. And you put it away during the day because you're outside exploring life. And at the end of the day, you can open that thing up and watch TV. Wow, very nice.
Yeah, I like the separation. This would be a good one. You hear the rocking?
Yeah, it's rocking everywhere. This isn't stabilized either. We have to remember that.
Yeah.
These are just sitting on a lot, so they haven't stabilized them. So you have your actual eating area here.
I think there's your USB charging station.
Yeah, this is a new feature in a lot of them. You can actually just pull that out. You got your outlets, and you have a couple of USBs. Just put it away when you're done. That way you don't get dust in them. Alright. More USBs over here too. Wow, I got two over here. So you have your coffee maker, your Instapot, and you have a deep pantry. Dang.
See, I like when the beds go this way, because you look how much walk room you have.
Yeah.
Oh, this is interesting.
Oh yeah.
If you're going to have a TV in your bedroom.
Yeah.
Having it tilted.
Yeah. And I bet you in this corner right here, we have hookup for washer dryer. Yep, hookup's in the corner. You can't see them.
Look at all that storage space.
Yeah.
You see that closet?
Yeah. So this is another 37. So that means it's 40. And this door here.
Oh.
It's a swing door, kind of like what you're just talking about, bumping in and out. So that was a good engineering job.
Do you see this too? This is nice. They already have a spot, designated spot for your keys.
Mm-hmm.
And then your jacket, umbrella.
Yep.
It's nice that it's in the wall and not on the wall, because you're not bumping into it, because it's stuff.
Yeah.
If it's hanging out, it's taking away from your walking space.
That's using your space very well. That's what that is. In motorhome. Oh.
That's probably from the wind.
Nope. That is from somebody breaking in.
Oh.
That is a lot of damage. That is a break-in. Yeah, you can see where all the damage is. Yeah. Woo. Yeah, this looks like it was just brought right to the dealership.
You know, it's the same feel as a travel trailer.
Yeah, 34 feet in length. So that's your total footage for driving. It does smell like a smoker lived in here. Floor vents are a concern because they get a lot of junk in there. I don't know if I can show you, but there's a lot of dirt in there. And yes, you can clean it out, but over time that is not something you want to deal with. So that's something that we're keeping an eye on when we look.
You should sit in the driver's chair and just see what it feels like. It's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
It's not as intimidating.
As you sit up more, the arms are out. It's different. It's nice because it's panoramic. That's great for driving. I love that. Yeah, and it's upright, which is important for the driver. Slouch down. You're low riding and stuff like this. Having big windows helps. Oh yeah, and that one's got a flat wheel too. Flat tire. Which means that something like that. Look at that rim, it's bent. Actually, the rim's not bent, but the crown on that looks fine. However, that would be a little concerning. You never know. But look at this. This is a problem.
Yeah.
This would be something that I would definitely say no on. I would not get it. You can see it happening on a few of them. Yeah, now it's like a whole construction thing. Now I'm looking at it with this brand. See the unfinished work all the way down here. Separation. You can see the nails popping out. So.
This is a 2019 model too.
Yeah, it's a 2019, so it's newer. So one thing that we're looking at is we need to look at gross vehicle weight rating, because that's going to help determine what kind of a truck that we're going to get. So let's just say that we find something that we absolutely love. We have to look at this number here. Close enough in, probably not, probably too close. Alright, there's a number there. I'll probably do a pan after. But we have to know that number in order to know that we can carry, because that's also going to include hitch load and everything we put in here. So we have to remember that number on the trailer that we do love and make sure that we get that in our head, so when we look at the truck, we can make sure that we got the right size truck.
But this has some issues as well. Look at this door, it's not closing.
Oh yeah, look at that. Learning lots today.
And this is a 2019 model.
Yeah.
Brand new.
Big window. Insulation popping out of the window. Off. If this wasn't a bunk, the living space would be ideal. And then this looks like there's a closet right there.
or it connects to the bathroom.
Oh, connects to the bathroom. Nope,
No.
closet.
Wow, that's a big closet.
Wow.
Wow, this is really, it's a walk-in closet.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.